In this video we're going to discuss the benefit of using a general linear model versus linear regression within SPSS. Many of my students have used actually linear regression when they should have used general linear model. And that's why I think this video is important to create. When analyzing continuous data, say minutes, imagine if you're a phone company or just trying to understand the relationship of minutes used on the cell phone with your customers and different characteristics. Now, linear regression really doesn't allow for categorical data. You can plug it in and it'll run, but it doesn't run properly, at least not to my knowledge on how to make it run properly. There might be a way, but I don't think so, at least not in this version of SPSS. And I don't want to comment on future versions, but at least in this version. So one of the things I'm gonna demonstrate that. I'm gonna analyze. I'm gonna do, well, first I'll do the wrong way. I'll do regression, linear, and let's pretend we're trying to use minutes, and then income for dependent, and let's pretend we're also trying to understand. Well, we could look at plan type. That's a categorical, but I'll do age category. That's obviously a categorical. It's the category of ages. Basically old, young, different age categories. Okay, actually no, change my mind. I'll do plan type. Okay, so plan type here, it's categorical because different plan types like gold, platinum, whatever. Alright, now press OK. So it runs. And one of the things is you can just think of exams. Getting an answer and getting the right answer are not the same thing. On exams, everyone's got an answer for every question, maybe, or you try, but it may not be correct. So anyway, here we've got plan type, and you can see there's one observation. It's treating it as continuous. One beta for plan type. Now I'm going to do it the appropriate way in general linear model. Alright, plan type is a fixed factor. There's certain plan types, and it's a fixed factor because it's categorical, and this is assuming all the categories we're interested in are in the sample. Then income would be a covariate, that's continuous. Minutes would be a dependent. And I'm going to click on options, and I'm going to look at the parameters. I'll press continue. Then I'll press OK. And what's going on here is plan type. It's got, well, from degrees of freedom you can see it's treated as categorical. It's 4 degrees of freedom. Anyway, here's the plan type. It talks about if plan type in the parameters, if plan type equals 1, what's the beta? Sorry, what's the beta? If plan type equals 2, what's the beta? Plan type equals 3, what's the beta? And so on. And if you look at here, it's treating plan type as if you just go up in one plan type, then it increases X amount, and it assumes that this relationship is consistent, and that's wrong. This is in linear regression. But as general linear model, the way it should be treated, and the way it is treated in general linear model, if you do it properly, it would be treated as a categorical variable, which it is. Alright, and that's the benefit of using general linear model versus typical linear regression in SPSS. And I tend to always just use general linear model when handling dependent variable that's continuous. It's just more flexible. Okay, and that's it. And there's going to be other videos on general linear model, so please check them out. This is just general linear model versus linear regression in SPSS. But it doesn't really describe how to use general linear model. There's going to be a lot of videos on how to use it. Okay.